I told you a formula for in perpendicular bisector. Do you remember R was what?
R of for what? Like the circumradius?
Circumradius in a triangle. Do you remember it was what?
4 ABC over area.
No. A over what? That formula. Yes. ABC over 4 area. A over
2
what?
sine A.
2 sine A.
Sine.
And if you consider these, when it was A over 2 sine A, this length was A. This arc was what?
This arc is angle A.
Is 2A. Because look, when inscribed angle is A, this one is 2A, right?
Yeah.
So in general, circumradius or radius of a circle is length of a chord over 2 times sine of half of the arc, okay? And it's not important you consider this arc or this arc because half of this plus this is 180 and sine of them are equal, okay?
Okay.
Now it says we have unit circle here, right? Then it says what is the sum of the fourth power of the length of all 21 of its edges and diagonals? Why 21? Because 7 choose 2 is 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's consider this length A, this length B. How many different lengths are there?
Different lengths. So there's 1, just 3.
3, right? Because look, 1 arc, 2 arcs, 3 arcs. 4 arcs is similar to 3 arcs, right? Okay, and can you tell me, because it says fourth power, so we should calculate 7. We have 7 A's, right? How many B's are there?
7, 8 of 4 plus B. Also 7.
What about C?
Also 7.
Yes. Because if you consider each vertex clockwise, it is connected to a unique vertex. So we have 7. And A is what? Each arc is what at first time? Each arc is what?
Like the angle?
No, arc. Length of this arc.
Oh.
Length, I mean, in radians, it is what?
2 pi over 7.
Yes, 2 pi over 7. So can you tell me A is what?
Well, it's like law of cosines, I guess. It's like 1 squared plus 1 squared minus 2 cosine 2 pi over 7 and the square root of that. So
use this formula. Use this one. Use this.
Oh. So A equals 2 sine 2 pi over 7?
A is equal to 2 sine what?
2 sine 2 pi over 7?
No, 2 sine.
Well, and this is pi over 7.
Yes. As I said, this arc is 2A. You should divide it by 2, right?
Yeah.
B is what?
B. Okay. The angle is, this is 2 pi over 7, so B, so 1 equals B over 2 sine 2 pi over 7.
Yes, B is 2 sine 2 pi over 7. And C is what?
C is just 2 sine A. E is more. 2 sine 3 pi over 7.
2 sine 3 pi over 7. So if you raise to the power of 4, 2 to the 4 is 16. 7 times 16 is what?
7 times 16 is 112.
Yes. So we should calculate sine pi over 7 to the 4th plus sine 2 pi over 7 to the 4th plus sine 3 pi over 7 to the 4th, right?
Mm-hmm.
We solved a problem, I remember, similar to this, and we use complex numbers. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me sine alpha in terms of complex numbers would be what?
Sine alpha in terms of complex numbers? So e to the I theta minus e to the I negative theta over 2i? Or, yeah. Or e to the I alpha
E to the I alpha, then what?
minus e to the I negative alpha
Uh-huh,
over 2i.
exactly. And cosine alpha is what? Here we don't need
The
cosine alpha, but in general you should know.
e to the I alpha plus e to the I negative alpha over 2.
Yes, good. Okay, for this part, so let's focus on this part. Let's call this one, for example, t. T is equal to, and let's consider here alpha is equal to pi over 7, okay?
Okay.
So the first one is what? Is e to the I alpha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over 2i to the 4th, right?
Yeah.
Plus e to the I2 alpha minus e to the negative I2 alpha to the 4th. And plus what? Last bracket is what?
Is plus e to the I 3 alpha minus e to the negative I 3 alpha over 2i to the 4.
The denominators are what if you raise to the power of 4?
16.
16. So if we answer 16 here and 16 here, we cancel each other out, right?
Yeah. So 7.
So we should calculate 7 times this part for 2 alpha and for 3 alpha, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's call this one W, okay?
Okay.
Now you should raise to the power of 4 and try to simplify. Want more hint or that's enough?
I mean, I can try to simplify it now.
Okay.
I don't think I reached the correct answer. But I simplified a lot though.
Okay, so want to try together?
Yeah. I ended up reaching that W was 3, which is not, can't be right. But...
W, look, if you raise e to the what alpha is 1,
e to the
I times what alpha is 1.
14.
Yes. And e to the I7 alpha is what?
E to the I7 alpha is -1.
Exactly. So if we raise the first one to the power of 4, it is e to the I4 alpha, right?
Yeah, I wrote it as e to the I4 alpha minus 4e to the 2 alpha plus 6 minus 4 over e to the I2 alpha plus 1 over e to the I4 alpha. I wrote it this way.
Yes, plus 4 ei2 alpha plus
Negative.
ei4 alpha, right?
or shouldn't it be negative? And
Oh yeah, sorry. Negative, right?
but shouldn't the negative sign also be on the right?
Oh yes, sorry. Minus plus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. EI, then for 2 alpha, you should consider 8 alpha, right?
Yeah, the same thing.
Yes, then you say 3, 6 minus 2, 4 alpha. Plus 6 minus 4 e to the negative I 4 alpha plus e to the negative I 8 alpha, right?
Mm-hmm. And same for the VA.
And then we should multiply these by 3. I times 12 alpha minus 4 times ei. 6 alpha plus 6 minus 4e negative I 6 alpha plus e negative I 12 alpha, right?
Yeah. And then I add these.
Okay, now let's change all of them to plus, okay? So at first let's simplify. E to the negative 4 alpha is equal to e to the 10 alpha, right?
Yeah. Can I go over my solution to figure out where I went wrong?
Okay,
Because
sure.
I'm trying to
What's
figure out.
yours?
I mean, I just when I have negative 3 e to the I 4 alpha and negative 3 over e to the I 4 alpha, and then
Let
because
me
there's
check. This one and this one.
yeah, and then the other one e to the
You said negative 3e to the I 4 alpha, and then what?
minus 3 to the e minus 3 e I 4 negative 4 I alpha.
Negative 3e to the negative I 4 alpha, yes. Then what?
And then that's equal to 2 cosine 4 alpha, right?
You want to change it to cosine? Okay.
Yeah, change
So
it to cosine.
it's negative 3 times 2, negative 6 cosine 4 alpha. You said this?
Yeah.
Okay, then what?
And then there's I just keep doing this for all of these terms. So there's
So and
negative
in the end, could you simplify these trigonometric things, terms?
but in the end I reach negative 6 cosine 2a plus cosine 4a cosine 6a, which is simplifiable, but that's I didn't get the right answer, so I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong.
So at the end, you couldn't. In the end, you couldn't simplify costs, right?
I could simplify it to a number, but it wasn't the correct number.
Okay. So let's check this one. Then what about next part? You considered again 2 alpha.
Yeah, negative 4e I2 alpha, and there's a negative 4e to the negative I2 alpha.
Okay.
And then that
Plus
gives me
e to the negative I2 alpha, right?
yeah, so this is negative 8 cosine 2 alpha.
Yes. And what?
And there's e to the I 8 alpha plus 1 over e to the I alpha becomes 2 cosine 8 alpha.
Can you say again which you considered which terms?
Oh, wait. There's an. Oh, I think I know why. Okay, wait. Please give me a second. 18, 20. Oh, never mind. I did it correctly. Okay. It's because I forgot about the 18. Okay, yeah.
So we have
There's-
118 if we consider these 3 sixes,
Yeah,
right?
okay, that's why I didn't get the right answer. If I consider the 18, I got the right answer. Okay, so
Then you reach the correct answer.
yes, I got the right answer.
Okay. So if you reach correct answer, so your solution is correct. Want me to tell you what's my solution for?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So here I tried. Let me copy this one. In these things, when we have some of, for example, some terms, you can use Vieta's formula. Okay. Usually Vieta's formula can be used. So here, if you want to change all of them to plus, we know e to the I 14 alpha is 1. So you have e to the I 4 alpha, it is 2 alpha. This one is, do you agree we can change this to 12 alpha?
Yeah.
This one is I 10 alpha, right? This one is I 6 alpha, this one is I 10 alpha again. And this one is I 8 alpha, this one is I 2 alpha, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how many EI2? So let's consider similar terms. The first one, so we have 18, 3 times 8, we considered all these terms. Then e to the I2 alpha. We have this part and this part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So negative 3 to the I2 alpha, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Then for 4 alpha, EI4 alpha, 6 alpha, 10 alpha, 4 alpha, and these two terms. So negative 3 to the I4 alpha. Then for 6 alpha, we have what? We have this part and this part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's negative 3 to the I6 alpha. What about 8 alpha? E
E
to the
alpha
I8 alpha and
negative.
this one. Negative 3 to the 8 I8 alpha, right?
Yeah.
What about e to the I10 alpha? We have
It's
this
just
part
negative. It's also -3.
and this part, negative 3. For all of them, as we can see, we have negative. For 12, let me write it 3. E to the I12, and this one again, negative 3. E to the I12 alpha, and finish, right? We consider all terms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 18 minus 3, e to the I2 alpha, plus e to the I4 alpha, plus e to the I6 alpha, plus e to the I8 alpha, plus e to the I10 alpha, plus e to the I12 alpha. Okay. So
Yep.
here, because we have some of all, for example, most of the terms, except
The
e
unit
to the
circle.
I odd alpha, right?
Yeah. So then x plus 1 is equal to 0. So x equals -1.
What is equal to 0?
If I were to add, if I were to add 1 to this term, the sum would be 0.
Yes, why?
Because they're just the roots of unity,
Look, these roots are, yeah, these are, we know alpha was what? Pi over 7, right?
Yeah.
So 2 alpha, if you consider this, and we know x to the 14 equals 1, all these numbers are root of that, right?
Yeah.
But do you agree these numbers are also roots of x to the 7 minus equals 1? Because we know e to the I alpha is root of this. So e to the I2 alpha is root of this, right?
Yeah.
So how many roots do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we consider plus 1 by Vieta's formula, it will be 0, right?
Yeah.
Because
So.
here the roots are 1, e to the I2 alpha, e to the I12 alpha. So sum of the roots is 0.
Yeah, so it's -1.
So this part is -1, right?
Yeah, so it becomes 21.
So
From
it's
7.
21. And that will be 21. 7 times 21 is what? 146,
147.
right?
Yeah.